Good afternoon. This is Jupiter Exile, and we'll be online for just a couple hours to try taking out Ebrietas. Let's get this posted in a couple spots. A little promotion. All right. Okay. So I have been I was running around a bit earlier to do some more offline farming over lunch. I went back and picked up a lot of upgrade materials that I had left behind because I had seen in some strats that they were actually making good use of the pistol. So I got the pistol upgraded, and now I can make use of that as well. Specifically, they're using the pistol in conjunction with a consumable called Bone Marrow Ash that gives you a much greater amount of damage with a single ranged attack. I was making use of it during the amygdala fight a lot earlier, so I don't have a ton and it's a little expensive, but whatever, we'll put it to work. Okay, so we're going to be going back to the Lumen Flower Gardens. In watching the strat, what I found, by and large, compared to my fights with the Ebrietas, is that it's just recommended to stand further back, so that you can run away from the charging attack. So standing that far back can possibly present fewer opportunities, but that's kind of just the way it has to be done. I'm going to do one fight with no buffs as a warm-up, and then I'm going to start using buffs a lot more aggressively, since I've actually taken the time to stockpile this stuff. Wow, you goober. There we go. Down the staircase. So generally speaking, we're going to plan on using Bone Marrow Ash and taking gunshots at the end of combo strings that are not providing openings for us. So if the boss performs a combo string, but we don't get an opening out of the deal, we're going to go ahead and use the gun. So I might take a couple gunshots as practice. I also need to practice my spacing on that bit. To stay unlocked so that we can run away from the dash. It's going to happen. Whoops. I got a little tangled up. This is about the distance we're supposed to stay at. I didn't start running soon enough. It's still a really rough attack no matter how you slice it. That is the attack pattern I want to be using to punish the slam when it happens, and I need to have the spacing right so that I can pre-charge for that. That was maybe a little too close for me to stand. This is, okay, that was still too close. Man, there's a... That was, I think that was still too close, or I didn't start running fast enough. I'm not sure which. That's probably too close. Sheesh, this boss needs almost the entire room of space, as opposed to a general mid-range boss fight. Yeah, usually I think a mid-range boss fight means stay just outside of the boss's attack range. Here it appears to mean a bit more. You can kind of measure these things out in boss lengths. I think we're supposed to be standing about 3 boss lengths away from Ebrietas, give or take. So I'm going to do at least one more. Until I can successfully dodge the charge, I don't want to commit to using consumables. But I have bought them, so I'm going to get I can use them. Definitely in the toolkit. big chunky attack. And yeah, we're back to the claw grip necessarily. So that's a case where I would shoot her. Okay, got the spacing right for both of those. Okay, so we can do just one charge attack in the pop process of that. That's gonna knock me down. That killed me. Okay. So as a note there, I shot her in the face and I actually put her over the edge for the critical effect by doing that. Okay, I'm going to try using consumables now. I still haven't really figured out what I'm doing about the charge attack. But I might be at the point in my damage output where I'm just working around it, or very close to that anyway. We just need to get about 2 head slams to happen, roughly. So upon entering the boss arena, the boss won't aggro until I walk close enough. So I've got plenty of time after entering to use these buffs. I'll buff up right about here. Bone Marrow Ash is the one we will most likely need to re-up like the fastest. Come on. Do something. This is about the distance I need to fight you at, so you're just going to walk me back to the door, aren't you? Yeah, basically. It's like, okay, now that you have a strat, I'm just going to slowly walk you down. Hey there, Sully. Wish me luck with this. I'm about to start burning a lot of currency to get this fight going. Only for the boss to troll. Hey there, wake up. Nice big hit. That's a good start. And I didn't die there. That's pretty good. I might be a little too close if she's doing that. Come on. That's my mistake, but I'm not dead. That's a mistake, and I'll die. I needed to run instead of dodging. Well, I'm not quite sure if I was far away enough to survive. So yeah, cheeky gunshots do get us a lot more progress in this fight. My stamina management was a little messy there because my transform attack triggered the little phase changey thingy. And I accidentally did an extra transform attack instead of actually just transforming my weapon back, which is all I wanted to do. Okay, that'll cost me some blood vials. So we've got more buffing items than what's displayed. They just don't auto restock. Bit of a bummer compared to Dark Souls 3. Okay, here we go. What do you got? What do you want to do? I think this is about the right distance. I just need to be very watchful. Come on, do something else. Well, I whiffed in a really bad way, but it's not important. So I gave up my healing chance so that I could whiff an attack and then get killed by the same attack that's been killing me. If I had full health, I could have taken that attack on the chin and lived. With the items I have stocked, I can make about 20 attempts before I have to go back and buy more stuff. After that point, I have to go back and buy more Beast Blood pellets. I can afford to buy another 15 of those, though, just with Insight. But Insight is kind of limited. There are a lot of one-time sources for Insight in the game, and it's harder to farm than Humanity. Please actually slam your head down. I need you to do that. Oh, my character decided to bow. That's her phase change. I'm supposed to hit her a good bit harder when she's doing that. I was locked on, so I couldn't run. Stay pretty far away from her, and I need to dodge that better. So my damage output there was okay. I didn't push enough damage in the phase transition. Yeah, this boss is rough. So I need to be a little bit more mindful of my lightning paper running out, because I lost a lot of damage that I could have landed in the transition by virtue of not having bolt paper at the ready. You know what? I'm also remembering. I forgot to change my Carol runes back off of my farming runes. So I'm missing some amount of transform stats that I would normally have. That shouldn't be enough to worry about, really. So I'm just going to do another rendition of the fight without worrying about that. Bone Marrow Ash is starting to run low. Kind of knew that would be a thing. Okay. Give me a head slam. Please give me a head slam. Your camera angle actually does dictate some stuff about the height of your swing as well, which is why I'm looking down when I go to punish that attack. Around the boss. Need a head slam. boss is in like a light phase 2 situation. Okay, I didn't die. Surprising. That was a mistake. My bolt paper ran out, so I got some inferior damage in there. Please head slam. Just please. That's a phase transition. I get about an odd 100 damage for these extra headshots. I cannot strafe that, noted. I failed to run out of that. Okay, we need to take the trip back and re-equip now. So, once the boss... So, I'm still really struggling for openings here. It might be that if I get in my transformation attacks cleaner, I can push enough damage with the openings I'm getting. But I'm not certain. Either way, the expense of Bone Marrow Ash is like pretty limiting in terms of the gun additions to the strat. And the gun additions to the strat can possibly be very important. Okay, so we're gonna go to storage. Draw more Beast Blood pellets. Draw more Bolt Paper. I had less Bolt Paper than I thought. A full set of Bone Marrow Ash. So I've only got 2 of that to spare. I'm going to buy more Bolt Paper with Insight. Not that much. Buy more Bolt Paper and more Beast Blood pellets. Taking this down to 11 Insight, which is not actually terribly limiting. We're actually, like, getting a bit of a buff for spending all this stuff because stats in this game are super weird. I'm going to crunch these remaining Cold Blood dues. That's only enough for 1 more Bone Marrow Ash. That is definitely the most limiting consumable in this strat. So it's very possible that I'm going to have to make do without. Right, it is the first. This is like technically connected to an area that's pretty early in the game. Good to see you, Lane. Glad you're checking in. Oh, is it really nasty right now? I figure a lot of people want to play the new killer. So that makes sense to me. Okay, so I think the biggest thing I need to change about how I'm handling this is just to check to make extra special certain before I start like taking advantage of some of the bigger openings to make sure Bolt Paper's on. Specifically, if I break open the boss's face and I'm going to get that critical punish, I need to make sure the Bolt Paper's active. I need to re-equip the Bone Marrow Ash. I just ate an extra one of those. That's cool. Alright, whatever. What do you want to do, Ebrietas? Come on. Do some stuff. Yeah, that shot with the Bone Marrow Ash does like 600 damage. It's not great as an opener, died. It's like just the wrong time for that to happen. Rancor's pretty good, and there's some solid uses for it. Blech. Okay. I need to be better able to maximize the Beast Blood pellet. I also completely forgot to... what's it called? I forgot to change my runes while I was back in town. Huh. I thought I ate an extra Beast Blood pellet, but I guess that wasn't the case because I've still got 9. Ah, I still got killed by the dash again. Part of that is because of staying locked on. I need to lock off. Yeah, I need to disengage the lock on after I take those gunshots. I was on a roll for that fight, so I started leaning into the gunshots a little hard. Used up a lot of my marrow ash. I'm having a really hard time getting the boss. Like, the boss is not in the mood, it seems, to use the head slams when it's in phase 3. You jerk. So I'm struggling to figure out how I'm going to close out phase 3. Come here, you. Balked on that. Come on, head slam. There we go. Grab. Use that time to reposition a bit. That one's a rare behavior with dash. Okay, this is the magic shots. 3, safe. shots. Not dead yet. Dead. Okay, so I triggered a dangerous attack 3 times by being too far away from the boss. That's a mistake. Now, I think I might have triggered it each time by evading the magic shots. So I need to keep my running path for the magic shot avoidance a little closer to the boss. Or I just need to dodge the attack correctly. I dodged the attack somewhat correctly some of those times, but not by enough. I also need to find a few more excuses and openings to get in transform attacks. Now, I was close to beating the boss, so I chunked in a lot of extra, what's it called? I spent out on Bone Marrow Ash to try and secure it. Didn't happen. So we're out of that stuff now, and I'm going to stop hammering it in, because it's such a... that's a drug, for sure. I think I'm using bolt paper at about the right pace, though. That was a little overzealous. I'm trying to get more out of my beast to gauge while I have it, which means that I need to land more hits more consistently, because it ticks down. It decays in these bits where I'm like stancing off with the boss. And I want to get back into the habit of hitting the boss's head when the boss is pacing, even though that's dangerous because of the charge attack. I can do one more run, then I need to go back for bolt paper because it doesn't auto-restock. Yay! But I've got another 20 bolt paper at least. Come on. Don't cheat me on this. I need to probably be using a transform on those tentacles. Okay, I couldn't quite run it all the way out, but I ran most of the way out of that. I bet there's no prize for that. I actually crippled a tentacle, which is new. Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if my punish choice on the phase transition is the right attack. I went R1, R1, L1. I think charged R2, L1 is better. I need to go back to town, I think. No, I still have 2 bolt papers, which is enough for an attempt. These are not lasting longer than that. It's still a matter of getting through the phase 3 push. That time there, the boss really did me dirty with that quick transition. Like, that is survivable. There's nothing saying I have to die there, but it's pretty nasty. Not enough for 2 hits with that. No, that's my mistake. Now I need to go back to the Hunter's Dream for more gold paper. Blech. So we're just going to be grabbing stuff out of the bank, and while I'm here I can adjust my runes as well. Might as well grab some Bone Marrow Ash, we'll restock on Beast Blood Pellets. So I have 1 more stack of Beast Blood Pellets. Alright, Great Lake is still staying on. Beast will give us more damage. We could use Clockwise Metamorphosis, but it doesn't matter much. I'll use 2 Beast Runes. Yeah, one of the problems with certain Bloodborne strats is that when you look at them online, the strats run so clean and they put out so much damage so quickly, you don't always get a good appreciation of how horrifying it is to actually stance off with that boss and try to execute. Oh, I forgot to equip Bone Marrow Ash. I'm not going to fuss with it here, because I'll lose time on my buffs if I do. There we go. I saw that happening as early as possible, and I could not run away fast enough. The amount of space you actually need to have between you and the boss to prevent that attack from killing you is nutty. This time I will have the Bone Marrow Ash at the ready. Oh, okay, well, yep, I missed the dodge. I'm committing to using, I'm committing at the start of this fight to using 20,000 Blood Echoes worth of consumables. And then I die because I miss a dodge. That really makes me miss the Dark Souls mechanics. Oh boy. Yeah, Dark Souls, run out of resins, you can buy 20 of them after 5 minutes of farming. Welcome to Bloodborne. You farm for 20 minutes and buy 5 of them. But hey, these are our late game bosses. We've got like 5 bosses left in the whole run. I think I just need to stand like really far back. I need to stand far back enough that it can try to hit me with the tentacles. Exactly. It'll be about here relative to that position. Yep. I need you to do forward head slam. There it is, finally. And then that killed me. I had to use a double set of consumables there because I couldn't get the right behavior to come out. Alright. I think I need to stand like a little bit closer, but I'm still not able to avoid the charge attack. I'm still just getting hit by it every time. Dead again, because I messed up the dodge again. This particular dodge is not that hard either. I'm just messing it up. It's kind of funny when you get down to it that all of the like guides for beating bosses online are like, yeah, use a beast blood pellet and a paper and all this other stuff. Like, if I had those things like at the ready, I would not need the guide. Like, I have a limited number of those things for a reason. I'm not beating these bosses. Did the charge like right away, and that's definitely not far away enough for me to run away from the charge. I guess I'm supposed to pull away immediately after doing the after getting those punish hits in. So if I move back immediately after that, then maybe I can be in the right position to avoid the charge. Maybe. About this far away. Take a couple gunshots. Boss does a run. Didn't die, which is nice. That's another run. That's a run. That time I got out. That retaliation almost killed me, and then I got killed because I tried to heal. It's not like TTV players are guaranteed good. There's a lot of bad ones. There's a lot of TTV folks, especially on the Survivor side, who are just goofing. Okay. About the spot. Just maybe one boss length away. There's no way I can get away from the charge with that one boss length. Okay, it did the head swoggle, but didn't do the charge. Come on, do things. By the charge again. Okay, I think the boss does not like me taking these cheeky gunshots. So even the unbuffed gunshots are still doing like 100 damage. It's pretty relevant. I mean, that is possibly 2,000 damage over the course of the fight, which is fairly similar to what I get with like a bolt paper damage push with the head break. I can get this damage more reliably and at a greater distance now that I have the upgraded pistol rather than the shotgun. So that's a benefit, I suppose. Oh, that killed me. I think I need to go back to standing closer, like I was doing when I was piloting the run, compared to the strat I've seen. I feel like I'm just not getting enough openings standing further away, because the boss is just not doing anything. It's just staring at me like an idiot. So this will be my last run with the buffs for a bit. I might wind up just converting my weapon to baseline lightning, even if I take a huge cut in damage. So no matter how I slice it, like, I am just not... I'm not able to get this perfect storm consumable using fight done. I'm just going to have to fight a longer boss fight and make it through anyway. My dodge didn't come out. I tried very, very hard to make the dodge come out, and it refused. Well, that's it for buffs. Oh, and it's also about it for blood vials. I'm almost running out of those again, even though I farmed up another 80 before I sat down to do this today. Wow. I remember why I stopped running the BL4 of this game before. It's because it's obnoxious to actually make attempts on bosses. This is similar to where I stopped before as well. I have made it to, but I've not beaten Marigo's Wet Nurse. I have not beaten Ebrietas or anything in the DLC. This is exactly where I stopped this run the last time I was trying to do this. Alright. Okay, R1, L1 doesn't hit on that opening. Far enough. I'm not dead though. Yeah, okay. Just do the charge 3 times in a row. It's fine. So, yeah, I was loosely trying to see if I could, like, dodge the charge over the claw and get behind him, but it's not working. For one attempt at that, I didn't die, and that's kinda cool. grab. Starts to favor this poison spit in this portion of the fight. Not close enough. I got the correct dodge. Grab. That didn't kill. That's cool. It's magic. Be a little closer to prompt the right attacks. So that was the rendition of the boss where, like, we stabilized a bit, sort of, but we also ran out of blood vials, so, you know. So I was able to get in a couple shots. I successfully dodged the trample twice that fight. I have to go back to the Hunter stream. I have to go somewhere random and farm. The transform runes aren't doing anything for me anymore either. Let's see. No, Great Lake is still good. Take Iron Moon so that we can farm up blood vials and blood echoes. And we need to go somewhere where we can get that stuff. The Cathedral Ward is pretty good for blood vial restoration. It's just mind-numbing, and it's not boss fights to like go around and do the same stuff I've already done to get the consumables that I need to fight the bosses. Some of these attempts are using as many as 10 blood vials. It's 8,000 blood echoes. Devotion 5. Oh, that's the level wraparounds, right? I think I'm only a Devotion 1. City Clown on you? It's like how long he's been playing or how much of that stuff, that is a soft indicator of how good he is. And that's the case for everybody. There's plenty of cases where somebody can play a game forever and not get a lot better. A lot of the enemies around here have blood vials pretty high on their loot table. And they're very easy to kill. For two reasons. One of which, because they're a lot earlier in the game, and that's just a factor. The other reason they're easy to kill is these guys stop ambling around after we're in the Red Moon stage of the game. They just kind of hang out, and so we can just cut them up. Oh, okay. That guy almost never does that, but he did. Well, it's not looking good for finishing up a BL4. This is also telling me that I should never try to SL1 Demon Souls. And if Elden Ring, I mean, I know Elden Ring has Estus. If Elden Ring was built like this, I would not be trying to, I would not go into SL1 it. Farming for consumables like this is super annoying. Farming for basic healing. Because if it was just about the other stuff, I'd just try fighting the boss without the other bells and whistles. I think my attempts on the boss without the extra consumables are doing fine enough that I would keep trying that. But when I get beaten by the boss because I can't heal, that just sucks. Guy almost clowned me again. Lots of bloodstone shards. A bloodstone shard at this point sells for less than a... it sells for less than a healing vial costs. By like a factor of 4. Okay, I want to try taking care of something else for a bit. Or exploring something else for a moment. Let's see, where's the spot to stand? Is it right here? Loosely? Thereabouts. So, weirdly, the DLC is accessed by getting grabbed by one of these guys. While you're holding certain items. So we're gonna pop into the DLC for a moment.
And their children forever true.
I don't know whose bright idea it was to make this the access method for the DLC. It is an existing access method for getting to like another secret area, but I don't understand why the DLC isn't just accessed by interacting with some kind of MacGuffin in the world. Now you have to get yourself snatched by an enemy again. Well, this puts us in the Hunter's Nightmare. I'm going to spend these Blood Echoes before I run around here. But I think I'm going to run around here to see if I can make some loose Blood Echoes for a bit, instead of just slamming my face right back into the boss. Huh? Did you mistype something? Let's see. Where's the teleporter for this? Huh. Where is the teleporter for this? Okay, that's the chalice dungeon ritual thingamajig. Is there like another extra thing for the DLC? Okay, yeah, here we go. I wasn't planning on doing any other games tonight, if that's what you're asking. Just gonna be playing Bloodborne. For a bit. Then I'm going over to a friend's place. We will enjoy snacks and entertainment. Okay, so this DLC, The Hunter's Nightmare, is a rude, terrifying place full of really tough dudes. I don't even remember like quite how tough they are or how to kill them, so we're just gonna roll with it. I think I remember the last time I was here, I just evaded a lot of things. Right. They've got shotguns, which we've seen before is like absurdly overpowered. I may have gotten a bit better at the game since the last time I did this, because he was not problematic. This time. There are plenty more of his ilk running around that I'm sure will give me a tough time. Okay, this won't open for nothing. Here I was hoping. Okay, is there something I can jump onto? Kind of path that I overlooked. Oh, okay, well, here's something. Looks like we can go up this way. The upgrade materials around here are not all going to be super cool until we've gotten past a few things, because this is actually accessible very early on in the game. So we're going to see a hunter carve through some beasts. Carve through a bit of us. No. Ebrietas is still alive and well. I ran out of consumables for the third time fighting Ebrietas. And I'm pretty annoyed at having to farm, as I ran out of blood vials again. And then I like ran out during the fight and got killed in phase 3. It's got me really miffed at the whole concept of the run. So I'm doing some DLC stuff for a bit. Get a couple pieces of armor back here. Yeah, it's definitely pretty tough. Okay, well, he killed us. So we dodged at the wrong time. Yeah, I figured out a few things about the fight, but I still can't cleanly avoid the dash attack, and I'm still getting killed by the dash attack left, right, and center. Like, there are some of these fights, I'll run in, I'll use the buffs, and I'll get killed because the dash attack is the second thing the boss does. I've been killed by the dash attack just before the boss is like, what's it called? Like the boss will chain the dash attack right after its like vulnerable thing where I get in a hit, and then that's killed me. Okay, I need to not shoot this guy because I'll reset his animations. Not really. So if I'm standing further away, I can have a marginally easier time dodging that attack, but the boss will just kind of stop doing anything other than slowly approaching me. And the arena is not that big compared to how much space that attack covers. I can't outrun the attack. There's like loosely an ability to dodge through the attack on the right side if I like get off to the side correctly and then time a dodge correctly. Like, theoretically, you can dodge the attack by running to the left or the right, but in practice, I'm just finding that's impractical for several reasons. Oh, that didn't critical? That's cool. Okay. Bit of a spill there. There was one attempt where I actually had the boss down to like 10%, 5%. I had the boss within like one combo. But I got hit by, what's it called? I stood too far away from the boss because I was running away from their magic attack, and it prompted them to do a pretty tricky pattern that I messed up on. Not forget that I can avoid these guys by just pulling out a torch. Okay, here's a handy contingent of blood vials. Oh, great. Got two guys for whatever reason. Oh, he just killed me straight up. Like, I think the fight is just a janky, unfair mess. Well, rather, I think that one attack is janky and unfair on BL4. Other people on the internet seem to believe that attack is avoidable by doing a very specific thing that I don't seem to understand even when I watch them do it. It's kind of like, oh yeah, you can avoid that attack by running to the side. And like, I try running to the side, and it just doesn't work. Take that visceral just because it's going to delay him a long time, and I'm going to use that to explore. Ow. Excuse me, buddy, I just need stuff. Lots of it. Excuse me. Oh, right, that. Let's see. Well, I got enough healing vials to make some more attempts, and I still have at least one stack of beast pellets and lightning paper. Let's see. And I still have another 2 hours, so let's go back to the Hunter's Dream. We'll refill our stuff, and we'll go back to Ebrietas again. So I don't really want to avoid the fight long enough to forget how to do it. I just wanted to take like a small break to do anything else for a little bit. Let's run back over here, get in here. These are my last 10 Beast Blood pellets. And make sure this is correct. Use Great Lake beast. And I'm going to try just... I'm just going to use clockwise metamorphosis. I don't think it's going to be the difference, but whatever. Because I don't think we're surviving anything by that margin. Equip the beast blood and the bolt paper, and that's what we've got. Back to the Lumen Flower Gardens. Yeah, definitely on the switch weapons. Like them being all bandaged up and weirdness. They have a look of being ramshackle despite being like kind of a fantastic technology. This kind of shows that perhaps once upon a time they were built to last. Excuse me, sir. He aggroed a little earlier than usual. Alright, we'll send that back up, and here we go. This is about the distance I'm supposed to be at. No, I was a little too far. That's the dash. That time I got away from it, and that's what I'm supposed to do for it. I somehow managed a leap attack there accidentally. That's the magic. Got killed by the dash. Yeah, it was just a little bit late in the replay. I need to recognize that telegraph super fast. Alright, I did have a clumsy phase transition there. The boss being at a full 50% health when they go into phase 3 is really not what I want. And I think that might be because my my face break punish was a little sloppy. I'm not certain what it was though. Like that might have been it. Let's see. Quite get the full punish I intended there. It's a grab. messy. That's the second time that attack has killed me. That attack happens because I'm standing too far away, but I'm standing further back because they did like the berserk sequence, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to handle that transition happening. Let's see. If you want Bamboozle and Pop, you should get Clown. Pop goes the Weasel super meta, and it's a really good choice. If you want Undying, you should get Blight. Those are your biggest meta perks between all of those characters. Unless you wanted to do like some other shenanigans with Deathslinger's totem perk thingy. I forget which one it is. But I think he's got one of the other like totem punish perks. Retribution, right? I think he does. So he would be the meme pick. But Clown I think is the best for like meta completion. Yeah, that charging head slam's gotten me a couple of times. It only happens in the phase 3 if I'm far away enough from the boss. The flying head slam. No. Boss aggroed a bit earlier than I had expected for that. Oh, no visceral, sure. Grab. And that charge kills. When the boss starts getting to that phase, I really have no idea what to do. It just kind of starts, it just kind of keeps flying back and forth and spitting a lot and not doing much else. Until eventually I move close enough in and I get killed by a charge. I'm like reliant on luck to move from one boss phase to the next. Because it just hates choosing the attacks I can actually punish. When I punish the dodge, like when I avoid the dodge correctly, I can get in about 200 damage. It's just a little bit, but that counts. Just have to go for these really long intervals of time, getting no progress. I don't know why that didn't kill me. guess I'm supposed to stand a little further away than that? Phase 2 now. I wasted my big chance. Didn't die there. That's good. Hey, that worked for once. That never works. That's the grab. Okay, I somehow managed to whip that. Okay, and I got tripped on its toenail and died. Yeah, there is a tentacle cripple that gives you an extra attack opportunity. I have no idea how I managed to whiff that attack. But, I spent my big vulnerability point assuming I could eat a beast blood pellet and being wrong, so there's that. Like, the bolt paper I feel good about. The beast blood pellets seem very sketch even now. Like, I definitely felt the use of them on other earlier bosses where I could freely attack. Dodge. I recognized that I pressed on O at just the wrong time. It was too early to dodge and too late to run. And if I let off of O to go for the dodge and try and convert it to a dodge, I would have jumped and died. So we've got the Dark Souls 1 jump mechanics. Yeah. Well, I'm about out of consumables, but I'm going to keep running at this while I have the, what's it called? Blood vials. please stagger? That'd be nice. Oh, okay. No visceral. Got it. Phase change. I got blocked in the corner. Yeah, so starting with the third phase, the boss starts doing this, like, just several slaps attack that just forces me to move backwards, pretty much, and is very hard to move around. Like, relative to the range of the boss, it's a very small arena. It's not as bad as, like, Smelter Demon Small, but it is kind of like a blue Smelter Demon fight. I mean, the boss's phase 3 also has a proximity damage mechanic. It's just not as much proximity damage as blue Smelter Demon. But I certainly don't know what to do about it. Okay, we're out of bolt paper, out of Beast Blood pellets. Simple fight time. Also, I'm down to just the 18 remaining healing vials. Okay, less now. Grab. Phase. That a bit late. Let's grab. Oh, you can't run straight away from the boss. Okay. Has to be in a line. Or in a perpendicular pattern. Okay, I really do think that for the transition, I need to be doing a charged R2. I think it's better than the R1s I'm doing. I'm also not entirely sure why I can't seem to get the Visceral after the head break. I want to do charged R2 into Visceral. I think I need to delay a little bit after my charged R2 in order to get the Visceral to come out, and that's in that case. Hey there. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do? At least I've got that range figured out decently well. It's very important in this fight to know that range. Nope, too much delay. See if I could make something happen with that. Not like that. Oh. I guess I didn't start the run soon enough? I don't know. Okay, so I guess that on the break I should be doing charged 1 and then spamming R1 for the Visceral. I feel like I've done that before and it just makes me combo the hit. But when I was doing this fight before, I was able to do charged R2 to Visceral. Like, I had that setup, and now it's not happening. I don't know why. It's very unfortunate. It's one of my bigger damage openings. Triggering it with a gunshot's also bittersweet. It's one of the lower damage ways for me to trigger that transition. I'd rather have it than not, though, so, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having mixed results on dodging through. Sometimes I can get it to work. Blood vials. I think even my really like my better attempts wind up using more blood vials. It's like extra nasty when you get those close runs. Oh my god, I cannot consistently stand in any particular spot to not get hit by that guy falling on me. He knows where I am in the elevator. And I'm only half joking about that. He really might. Yeah, there that dodge worked somehow. That is expensive. time to get that attack to happen once. There we go. Yeah, I just went for it for a bit there. That barely didn't kill me. Go figure. So here's the part where I lose the fight because I'm out of healing. As opposed to my other fight losses so far, which have been for various other legitimate reasons. There's magic. There is a headbutt component and then a head slam component, and I need to dodge both if that attack happens. So now is more forced farming time. We are more than like 30 attempts deep on this boss, and then some. There were a couple attempts where I used more than one Beast Blood pellet, but I had like 30 Beast Blood pellets, and now I have 0. Still got Bolt Paper for a bit. Huh, that's interesting. Changing our resistances is actually like running up a beasthood gauge. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. Who needs health? Whatever. All the same. Is there another exit out of this first church? Oh, there's a door here. Okay, so wrapping around to the other side of this door is something I should try to figure out. I think it's going to be behind that fellow who tried to ambush me. Behind the dogs. I want those guys to live up to that point. Whoops again. Oh, okay. It just didn't do the plunging attack, for one. That's cool. It didn't stop me on the point to grab that item, and it didn't do the plunging attack. Hmm. Okay, so we'll wait for these guys. Oh, he and the crows won't actually fight each other. Oh, chapel side door's not here. Alright. I am geometrically confused. Oh, no, that just got us back to the other side of the chapel itself. Gotcha. Okay. Wait, was that actually just the gates that were right in front of this? No, this is some different set of gates. Where the heck did I get turned around? Okay, so... I do not know what happened. Okay, this is what I opened. It was this gate. Healing vials any day. There we go. Now I'm pretty sure, despite there being this guy here, I think there's a lantern behind him. Do we have a lamp? Looks like a no. Nope, but we've got an item. Excuse me? Yeah, he's gonna be a boss. But not yet. We need to wake him up. I remember at least that much about the DLC. This is like a showdown spot, but we haven't unlocked it yet. Are you actually awake? You are now. Okay, so with no lamp around here, not much I can do about all that jazz. And there's like a guy at the end of the way with some like chain guns or something. Oh, whoops. Is there another thing, like, over there? They don't all have a consistent firing rate. There we go. Oh, that didn't get me much further at all. Wait, they all stop? Oh, not for any reason, I see. I see. We're up past their actual legal range. Got it. So it's based on this guy standing on a switch. So if we can get him all to switch any faster, that'll stop triggering. That being said, there was no lamp that entire time. So, yep, that's the DLC. I think I can explore a bit more in that area to the left. I got a couple blood vials out of that. Just a couple, though. I used some of what I got to try and make more progress. There are very few lamps in this area from what I recall. I've never been able to thoroughly explore this place because I've never been here casually. I've only ever been here on a BL4 character. Oh, okay. Last time, you were content to let me backstab you. This time, you were meanie meanie bobini. Hey, let me through. I've got fire. Can I open this? No? Okay. Alright, so I checked around over there. I don't think I've checked through here necessarily. Okay, nothing there. Does this do anything good? Not really. Just triggers shooting that is pointed at me. Okay, I would like to get up here. Oh, it jumped me. Okay, yeah, sure. There is a path up there. So that would be the path on the left to try. It would be nice if they ported this game to PC and somebody could just mod it so that you always have 20 blood vials on respawn. That sounds very nice. Somebody should get right on that. He's liable to catch up with me if I drag my feet. I got shot. Kindly cut that out, dude. Must be unpopular. Okay, so with this fall... Beast Cutter. Excuse me. And that's dead. Okay. So there's one more item up over there. I still don't see any lantern there, so wherever the lamp is, it's got to be past that corridor of guys with the rapid fire shots. Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of neat because I can like try to progress and try to learn something, but I'm definitely not going to be able to profit blood vials here. Okay, let's see. Any junk I can sell? I think the answer there is a clean not really. Oh, actually, I found some Frenzied Cold Blood, I guess. Okay, so it's like 16 blood vials, less than 16, because they're 720 a pop. Yeah, that is not great. Ugh. Do I have my blood farming runes equipped right now? I do not. Let's equip air and moon. I think I have a not very effective version of moon. There's probably a better one somewhere in the game that I've forgotten where to get it. Middle of Murgo's Loft is a pretty good spot to farm blood echoes. Although in Bloodborne you can't reset the enemies just by being at a lamp, you have to go back into the dream. Which makes farming loops more tedious, because we have to look at 2 loading screens every time we want to reload an area. Started that messy. But they dropped enough blood vials to make up for it, so that's cool. Run through there real quick. Dodge that. Hopefully these guys have no poison in their attacks. You can just kind of do whatever. Kill in an easy critical loop. And finishing blow with critical on him, we get 14,000 blood echoes and another blood vial. So if we can kill all 3 of these pigs, it's like 45,000 blood echoes. Optimally. Here we go. We'll start the loop up on this one. Check to make sure the other one hasn't been alerted. $14,000 and another 4 blood vials. Top off just in case. That was really annoying. Tried to roll through. Didn't happen. So now I've got 37,000 blood echoes sitting up there. No, as I said earlier, I'm only playing Bloodborne today. And I'm only going to be playing for about another hour. And then I have places to be. Alright, so we've got a bit of a high stakes circumstance. We've got 40,000 blood echoes sitting up there. dead yet, so... There we go. We do have to fight and kill these guys every time we do this loop, because if they follow me up here, I can't do the pig kill visceral loop thing. Okay, he decided to not get critical somehow. But we got him killed anyway. Without the critical, he gives us only 10,000. It's like a 40% boost for getting the kill with the critical. Pick these up. Okay, we got the one aggroed. Yep. That. More blood vials. And if I can take this last one out, I can just go back to town with like 70,000. I'm going to make sure we lure him back here, so that if I screw up, I still have blood on the floor. These guys don't have a ton of attacks they can do. This one, though, they rear up is actually probably their most dangerous thing. No, actually, the double head shake is the most dangerous. It's the fastest thing they do. Very annoying with all the noise they make, but that will actually allow us a good number of boss attempts. I will be playing Dead by Daylight on Friday, but I have not decided if I'm going to be playing Killer or Survivor. I could see doing some Survivor matches on Friday. I haven't done Survivor for a couple of weeks, so I did some friendly games with some buddies. That was kind of neat. I do think Survivor is more boring than Killer. You have a lot less control over the match, as a note. Oh yeah, the doll will stop moving if we ever run out of insight, and I did spend my last insight, so the doll is just going to hang out. Just a neat tidbit. We'll buy 106 blood vials. And go back to attempts on that boss. I think it's a bit better when you're playing with friends, so you can like spectate if something goes wrong, and you can communicate to like coordinate the match a bit more. You feel less powerless over the course of things. But there's still a lot of matches where you just wind up like sitting on a gen doing not much, and then like snip snap the match kind of ends. So that can happen. I think that's more of a matchmaking thing. That might be because I'm still low on the Survivor totem pole, so it doesn't give me like challenging matchups a lot of the time yet. And then, but the thing is, the flip side happens too, where like the killer comes after me, he catches me in no time flat, and I just lose horribly. So I don't know. Feels weird. Alright, here we go. Back to this. That killed me. That's true. You can run different perk sets that are a good bit more fun. Like if you're solo, I think it's helpful to have some of the perks that show you what these other goons are doing. It's nice that they added situational awareness. It's a new public perk. If you are working on a gen and another survivor gets hooked, it shows you where all the survivors are. So you can understand who's closest, whether or not somebody's going for the save, and that's pretty helpful. And there's like no such thing as a toxic intel perk, because the biggest, baddest survivor teams are just the ones that use coordination over comms to get perfect intelligence. And the balance of the game does not stand up to like high-level intel. Contrast the killer, who can only ever like get intel by virtue of what they're actually doing, for whom intel is very precious and often lacking. Didn't die, that's cool. Would you like to do a head slam for me? No, just want to do more charging. He's gonna cart me off. Okay, we're in a phase 2. Go. My bolt paper wore off right when I tried to like get into that. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Yeah, that didn't work. It's even worse because like my bolt paper, I saw that it was like, yeah, I tried to re-up it. It wasn't expended, so it's like, oh no, you can't re-up it, and then it expired. Okay, so yeah, and I have just enough time to like re-up the bolt paper when I start up that critical sequence, if the bolt paper's actually expired. But if it's not expired, the animation to like, oh, I can't do that, is longer than the animation to activate the bolt paper. It caused me to lose the window. charge there. I wasn't ready. Ouch. Couldn't quite run around fast enough. I had a thought about how to conduct the boss fight that I was trying to execute there, which is, oh, if I'm constantly circling the boss, it can never hit me with the charge. But it also just seems to stop attacking in a lot of ways when I'm doing that. Because it won't prompt a head slam if I'm moving around it, from what I've seen. Now, it does seem that I get more tentacle slaps when I'm doing that, maybe? That might be my imagination at this point. Hard to call. Quite make that out fast enough. Like, I didn't recognize the attack promptly. Very touchy dodge. Like, touch and go wise. Glad I got that right. Oh my god, that still hit. That attack hit. This attack is hitting if I do nothing but try to avoid that attack. Like, if everything I do in my movements is dedicated to avoiding that attack, it still hits me. And if I adopt the posture of letting it hit me on the bad hitbox every time, which is still inconsistent, if I try to do that setup, I'm going to use at least 6 blood vials per attempt, even on my bad attempts. And I can randomly die because the boss decision for what it's doing when I wake up from taking that hit can kill me. Because I will have very bad vision on the boss. I'll be in the boss's hitbox, so the boss will move me by, like, pivoting, weird things like that. So if I allow myself to take the hit from the charge, I'm not guaranteed to die, but I can die without having a choice. Yeah, I dodged him with the foot. 1 bolt paper left. This charge attack, man, just keeps getting me. At least the farming loop with the pigs from earlier does not take as long. And I can kind of get like 100 blood vials without too much work. Bolt paper, though, is a lot more expensive. Like, it's not really going to be reasonable to restock on that. Same for beast blood pellets. Head slam. There we go. Nope. Back off and heal up. Very uncomfortable. Oh, I read that attack wrong, but I'm not dead. It's nice. Okay, that's too much distance from the boss. Start doing stuff that I might not like. Out of bolt paper. It's a grab. Thank you. Spitting attacks. I actually dodged that correctly for once. Right position to punish that. Doing it again. It's very considerate. Whoops. Ouch. Oh, I was actually close enough for that. That's a very unfortunate choice for the boss to make immediately after the phase change, because if I'm not at full health, I'm just not ready for that. Not at full health and in that position, it's just really hard for me to survive that. Given that, I might need to back off the phase transition a little sooner. It's just a huge bummer to not have bolt paper anymore. I can't remember if that's actually the last. I might have about another 5 or 6 in the bank if I travel back and get it. Look. Oh no! Okay, I didn't die. I think I will have to heal that though. Because we have pretty fine margins on some of these attacks. There's just a couple of things that I survive by healing that. I am sometimes getting a retaliatory hit off that. Yeah, that's the one I survived because I healed. Two. Quick 1-2. I don't know how I survived that. Like how I dodged that correctly. Because I can't do that on command. Sometimes it just works. We have to not ask too many questions about it. Alright, that's acceptable. I'm going to go back to the Hunter's Dream and just change the weapon to do bolt damage at all times, regardless of how much damage I lose. I don't have the bolt paper to manage the bolt paper anymore. So, we're just not going to do that. Okay, blood gems on the saw cleaver. That's neutral attack up 15%. That's good. I don't think I have another nourishing gem though. Tempering damp, attack versus beast, rapid poison, physical. Attack versus kin would work, but I don't think I have any of those. Fizz up near death is not gonna help, especially because it's physical. Yeah, okay. We don't have any other meaningful blood gems for this. So we got 180 plus 66 bolt attack. It's actually better than I thought we were going to manage. I didn't realize I had a neutral damage up option. The visceral attack is like meaningless. It's like 100 damage. Making that better does nothing. I mean, the attack that's killing me is a physical attack. But I don't think this basic lake rune is enough to prevent it from killing me. I'm using clockwise metamorphosis, right? Yeah. So it's fully defensive runes, but... Okay, let's see how much we get from the weapon change. Okay, we've got about another 40 minutes. I'm gonna be heading out. Grab a bit of dinner. Chill. See what I want to eat tonight. Maybe a smoothie. It's cold weather, but I still like smoothies. Okay, our current health is equivalent to what our health was before at maximum, so healing to get that extra 10% is not important right away. No, got tagged by the tail. Hey, that was fine. I didn't use any consumables, so that's a no loss. One of the other things I did while I was offline earlier, I went back and got the Hintertomb Chalice, and I completed the first 2 floors of the Hintertomb Chalice dungeon, which is one of the story Chalice dungeons. It's like the pre-made things. They don't change. You don't have random drops in there or anything. I think I might have gotten one of these blood gems while I was in there, so that's pretty handy. But I might have just gotten this blood gem from somewhere in Virgo's Nightmare, or the Nightmare of Menses. I don't recall. Pretty handy though. Okay, yeah, this is fine damage without the bolt paper. And we're dead. I just want to know why this dash attack does more damage with like the random bits of the side of the boss than it does with a straight on hit. That's what I want to know. I feel like that's a coding error. Like they coded the soft spots of the hitbox to hit the way the hard hit is supposed to hit, and vice versa. Like they flipped them. It's like if Captain Falcon KO'd you with, like, his foot when he was using the knee attack. You reverse the strong and weak hitbox. You could point blank you with the knee and you take like 2% damage. Just hit me in the face. There we go. That's the most effective way to avoid that attack. To not avoid it. Right on the noggin. Ouch. There we go. I think if I preempt that a little bit more, I might be able to do 2 fully charged R2s. Rather not take that hit. That was handy. Let me give her some more space here. Oh, I went to take that on the chin, and I took the wrong part of the attack on the chin. I accidentally ran into the weak hitbox and died anyway. Consequentially, when that happens, if I was going to walk into the weak hitbox, that means I could have dodged out and been safe. If I'm lined up with the head, I can't dodge. If I'm lined up with, like, the claw or something, I can actually dodge out. So our damage profile is a lot better with just changing out the weapon. So that's neat. Ouch. Very rude. So with this, we can fight without consumables and have an okay time. And that can take some of the stress out of the fight, because farming blood vials is not the worst thing in the world, it's just not great. If I could find just a couple more opportunities to land damage, I'd be a happy camper. Because walking around, pacing, and then having to take that hit on the noggin feels really awful. Especially because the boss just abducted me and, like, walked me across half the battlefield to a point where I couldn't, like, my camera was completely jacked. And, you know, arguably, that's why you're not supposed to get hit by this attack, because the boss fight becomes complete chaos. But a chaotic boss fight is marginally better than being dead. Just a tad. So notably, something that's kind of cool, because this is like the upper cathedral, that area we're looking at down there before is Vicar Amelia's boss arena. So we're actually just behind the Vicar Amelia boss arena for this fight, which is kind of neat. I think if we line that up correctly, we might be able to hit both tentacles at once. I tripped on his toe and died. I hate that attack so much, man. It feels even cheaper than the one-shot kill from Osiros on SL1. Because the Osiros ability, he won't use it if you're on top of him. Whereas Ebrietas, they have killed me with that while I'm in point-blank melee with them. The first time I was ever doing it, Consume King Osiros took me like a couple of days. In the most recent SL1 run I did, I beat him like first try. It was pretty cool. Might have been second? I don't know. I think I beat his second phase the first time it came out, because he like got in a wall, and I said neat, and I just murdered him. Oh, I didn't hit that hand. Yeah, I can do 2 charged R2s if I'm just a little more preemptive. Let's grab. Attempt. Glad I'm not dead. I saw what that was, but I thought it had gotten me. Magic. Okay, that mysteriously didn't kill me. We take that. Okay, that did kill me because it just did a different amount of damage. And I don't know why. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, I can't avoid this charge, let's take it on the chin. And that time it killed me. And it's not that it has higher damage in third phase, necessarily. It's that the charge is broken up into 2, like, biting attacks. And if you get hit by the bite portion of the charge, it does more damage. So the attack has 3 hitboxes. It's got a timing-based sweet spot, a location. It's got a timing and location-based sour spot, and then the entire remainder of the attack is sweet spot. So there's a little bit where the sour spot goes away, and there's a sweet spot instead. Most of the attack is sweet spot, which is not how a sweet spot is supposed to work or what that is supposed to mean. do a head slam sometime this year. It's just so annoying, like, waiting through 7 attacks before the boss does anything I can react to. This is what Bloodborne was programmed to avoid. Huh. That was not me manipulating the camera. That's just the game, like, auto-cameraing me in a weird way. That'd be why in Dark Souls 3 it's got some... It might have it in this too, some options to prevent, like, automatic camera futzing. Oh, no, I thought I had that dodge correct. Wrong. The thing is, BL4 or not, the outsides of the boss do more damage than the boss's face on a biting charge thing. The boss's left toe does more damage than a direct collision with the boss's head for this attack. It's like, I have no doubt in my mind that it's programmed wrong. Yeah, that's the problem I have with the attack. I don't have a problem with the attack being, like, fast or having a subtle telegraph. I have a problem with the fact that, like, the part of the attack that looks like it should hurt, that part hurts less than, like, the little toe. That's on me. And somehow I dodged it there. Glad I didn't die there. That was a whiff on the hand. I am surprised. That's magic. I don't have a lot of stamina. Oh man, I barely got away from that. Both of those, I decided to take the attack, and it turned out to be the correct choice. Very nice. Magic. Bad dodge. Please, just do head slam in phase 3. The boss gets, like, just enough more stuff to do that it really stops doing that attack. I think at this point I'm really just going through the ringer to try and find, like, that golden run where the boss will choose the behavior in Phase 3 that I needed to do. The other thing I can do is, like, try to shoot it in the face 20 times in Phase 3 and hope that works. That doesn't even feel like the wrong choice. If I get the 2 charged attacks on the phase transition, I think I might have, like, a decent bet of doing that. Take that. Oh no. Okay, that time the charge did full damage on me. Also, I fired one shot out into nowhere. I don't know why. Yeah, if I can land 20 gunshots, I mean, that's... the gunshots are doing over 150 each. It's a solid, like, 2,500 damage, if I'm doing that right. No, it's a solid 3,000 damage. I think the boss's health in Phase 3 is probably not a whole lot more than 3,000. I think it's some amount more than 3,000, but not a ton. Yeah, I'm not getting a great running tracker of the boss health like I was for Gales when I was poisoning him. That's a 200 damage hit, actually. And then I'm dead. Because I got hit by a dangling tentacle. Short of smacking that hand. It's 1,500 off the cuff. Always a nice start. Falling short of that. Nope. Got a little slapped. feel like the boss might go for the phase transition pretty soon. It's hurt enough. There it is. Dodged it once. I didn't know the boss could recover from that fast. That's tragic. They just went directly from his vulnerable pattern into his quick slaps. And that's a very, very dangerous attack that I usually avoid by just being completely out of its range. Does that mean I need to truncate my attacks in phase 3? I think that means I need to do a shorter punish in phase 3 for the head slam. Not like I get that many phase 3 head slams anyway. It's a perfect transition. I also dodged the charge correctly twice. Of course, I mentioned that. Now the boss, like, heard me. No way I'm getting away with that this time. Oh, I hadn't moved away enough. I saw it going for the thing again, and I'm like, ooh! Okay, I think the boss might be feeling sorry, wants to get me back to that last fight. Okay. Oh, okay. That got me? Alright. I had to watch the replay on that. So, the actual model did not touch my character model. I could go back and frame by frame that. Which makes sense because the way this tendril is animated is like it's like physicsed out. So it just goes kind of wherever. So the hitbox can't follow that. That would be unreasonable. But instead of just making that not have a hitbox, there's still definitely a hitbox there, it just doesn't actually correspond to where the part's hanging out. I was just completely on the wrong button. Oh, that didn't work? Okay. Usually that kind of movement is actually what's been working. Is that I walk toward the boss's side and then dodge through. That's been my most reliable means of dealing with this attack. Which is not saying a lot because it's still not very reliable. Case in point. Like, that is the part where it, like, looks and feels like I should be able to get away from the attack. think this boss identifies as a persistent hitbox. Alright, I've got like 2 more attempts and then I'm gonna hit the road. Couldn't even get a hit for that. My first attack was not angled low enough to hit. Like I said, camera angle matters for your swing trajectory. Your character has a sort of lean to the way they do their swings. I figured I didn't quite have enough time for that. That's the angry swipes, the several angry swipes. That attack does get me with some regularity. It's tough adjusting to a different cadence at a later point in the fight. And that's basically what's going on there. It's just a much faster attack. And once you're taking hit stun, it's going to be really difficult to like properly dodge the rest of it. I don't think I can buffer from hit stun to dodge that correctly, but I'm not certain. Because each of those little slaps is actually hitting twice, taking 2 hit stuns, a bunch of stuff like that. I'm not sure if that actually hit me twice or if it only got me once, based on like the ranges. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking I probably need to try to stand closer in Phase 3 to prompt out the attack I'm looking for. But that's still not panning out. Take that. Get out of that corner. There we go. Nice. Grab attack. Move away. Do just the one, and then I'm gonna flee. For these reasons. Okay, that was a greedy heal, but I'm not dead. This is gonna get white. That didn't get me either, apparently. magic. I'm out of bullets. That hasn't happened before. Ouch. It's really painful. Grab. Oh my god. I got her. Oh boy. Oh boy. In the last 5 minutes of a 3-hour stream. Blah 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 blah. She dead. She is dead. I shot her about 20 times. We've got a little altar here, which is important for very few things. I mean, this is not my, this is also, like, not my first... this is my second dedicated day of fighting this boss. I'm trying to remember if I... Yeah, I think I didn't do any attempts on the boss before Canehurst. But I only got through Canehurst yesterday. Was it yesterday? Time is strange now. That's right, it was yesterday. So... that was probably a solid 5 hours of attempts to get the kill. Well, this will make my evening unwinding very much the sweeter. And now, how many of these do I have left? I used 70 blood vials over those attempts. We were able to buy back 40. Okay, so the next time we sit down, we'll be working on probably the DLC or possibly Marigo's Wet Nurse. Because all said and told, I think we've got 4 bosses to go. I'm pretty sure it's 3 bosses in the DLC. Oh, no, that's not quite true. There's 3 bosses in the DLC. Then there's Marigo's Wet Nurse. And then the final boss is like a combo double boss thing. If we beat Marigo's Wet Nurse, we've officially beaten the BL4 any percent. Ebrietas was not actually necessary for the BL4 any percent. It was just a thing. This has been Jupiter Exile. Thank you for wandering with me. Good night.